Hello, everyone, and welcome back, or welcome, I should say, to a new series on my channel, which, as you will see in a second, is going to be, any minute, The Sims 3. I'm really excited and nervous for the series. The Sims is one of my all-time favorite video game series, and I've honestly wanted to do a legacy of The Sims, like share a legacy in The Sims forever. But up till now, I haven't really been confident and, I guess, brave enough to do any like serious YouTubing or anything like that. Let's just skip that intro. Until now, and I figured, you know what, now might just be the perfect time to just jump in and do this idea of a long-term sim series that I've wanted to do forever. Now, as you can see from the loading screen here, that currently only the base game, this is the base game loading screen, right? Because with one exception, I currently only have the base game active. Now, what my plan here is that each generation that we complete, I will actually activate the next expansion pack within the release order of the Sims 3 expansion packs. So, for example, Generation 2 will focus on World Adventures, Generation 3 will focus on Ambitions, and so on and so forth. And of course, when we start with the base game. So I've already made or set up a save file here. I actually did this on stream because I was streaming this earlier today, but I was originally planning on having it be a streamed series, but after testing it out, I just kind of realized I'm not all that comfortable yet. It's just really awkward for me doing live streaming, and then also when I finished the stream, for whatever reason, YouTube didn't actually save the stream properly, so I just said, you know what, let's just do it as a regular, series, just like our Wolf Quest series, and maybe in the future I can actually, I'll be more comfortable streaming in the future, perhaps. So, without further ado, let's get into the introductions of our founders, I guess. So, the first one, and the main sim here, this is Volanair Earthens. Now, he is a sim based off of an original character of mine. There's a lot I could talk about, but as far as like the backstory, but the main thing you need to know about Volanair is he is from this alternate version of Earth known as Earthens. It's basically like an alternate reality where Earth is no longer divided into different nations, but exists at, or is controlled wouldn't be really a great word, but it's ruled by one government, essentially. And he is the leader of that government. He is the world lord. And essentially, he is the product of many, many generations of the planetary government essentially trying to breed the ideal ruler or leader or whatever. So he's supposed to be this uncorruptible, fair but firm king. Ideally, that's his idea. So because since only the base game's installed and I'm not installing any of my store worlds just yet, as time progresses, as the generations progress, I will be adding more and more content besides just the expansion packs as well. But So we had to start out in Sunset Valley. Now, I'm not a big fan of many of the Sunset Valley Sims as far as being marriage candidates, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and start him off with a partner already. Now, even though in my canon I haven't really made any details about who his, let's just say the sire of his biological son is, I haven't really decided on any of that stuff yet. So I really just grabbed a sim from my bin that's already been sitting there, and I modified him a little bit. So this is Michael Angel. And Michael is essentially, and this is so silly and it's going to out me a little bit, but Michael is basically my headcanon interpretation of the Archangel Michael from the TV show Supernatural. So there's that. And you know what? I just decided it works. It's so out of left field that it just works. This pairing. I suppose, Michael has just abandoned heaven and said, you know what, let me just go marry the king of Earthens and father his child, I guess. So, with that out of the way, let me introduce you to the Sims sort of properly. Voldenaire is loner, brave, loves the outdoors, genius, he's family-oriented. His favorite musical is classical, favorite food is grilled cheese, and favorite color is blue, because Michael's eyes are blue, and I just like doing that sometimes. Michael is no sense of humor, workaholic, virtuoso, good, and charismatic. His favorite music is Chinese. I'm gonna have to change that because Chinese station was added by World Adventures, which I will get into in a second. Stew surprise, and his favorite color is green. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to change. Hang on. Testing. So, technically, going back to what I said about I just have the base game active, that's not entirely true. Cheats enabled. True. Technically World Adventures is active as well because okay, favorite music. Let's go with indie for now. That'll work. And I'll leave testing cheese on. Okay, so let's unpause and as things load up here. Okay, so Michael, right away, he wants to join the political career because his lifetime wish is leader of free worlds. Voldenaire wants to join law enforcement because his lifetime wish is international super spy. But what I was saying about World Adventures is technically World Adventures is active just because my game will not run. Something about the way it's set up or installed, it does not want to run without at least one expansion pack active. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. Okay, you go join law enforcement career and you go join political career. So I had to have it active, but we're just going to pretend, it's not, and just ignore any content from World Adventures for the time being, or at least until their children have become young adults, and then we'll worry about it. Okay, law enforcement. The presence of crime is evident in all societies, and it's up to a few brave Sims to protect and serve. The law enforcement career requires peak physical conditioning, shrewd analytical abilities, and the right attitude, and close ties with a partner. Okay, accept. And let's see who your partner is. Okay, looks like Justine Keaton is his boss, and Blair Wainwright is his partner. Alright, we want to go, okay. The town needs strong leadership to enrich society and guide the course of the citizenry. City Hall is currently looking for charismatic individuals who know how to schmooze the right Sims for money as well as manage upward. Okay, accept career. Okay, Tamara Donner is Michael's boss. And right away he wants to throw a party. That... Okay. Alright, Michael, you do you. Alright. Okay, Volnaire's talking to Justine, which is probably not bad idea. Getting to know your boss a little bit. But I'm gonna send him over here to practice chess because, well, he needs, to learn the charismatic logic skill for his job. And I'm gonna send Michael over here to the library to read a book on charisma for his job. And just get that out of the way. Get some skills out. Yeah. Okay. That goes into the scrapbook. And I just had to turn that chess table around because it's actually like switched around the other way by default, and that drives me nuts. I can't stand that. Every time I start a new game in Sunset Valley, I always have to like come here and switch the chess table. Absolute necessity. Okay, he also wants to work from home. Now, I'm thinking about it. It's like, I know in the political career, it's kind of necessary to throw parties in order to advance. But it seems a little so out of character to me for Michael. To be like throwing all these parties all the time. But, sometimes you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit, I guess. Not really the right word. Read a book about logic. Go to the bookstore. We don't really have the money for buying logic books. Boldenaire. Just letting you know. Alright, I'm gonna take that picture. I'm gonna try to remember to take some pictures as we go around. That way, like, at the end of the generation, we can kind of look back and enjoy the memories, maybe. Assuming I actually reach it that far. I don't know. I've tried the sort of legacy challenge idea before, and I did make it as far as the 4th generation, which was Nightlight, and I got bored of it, or not bored, but like kind of frustrated with it. I was just ready to move on to Generations already. But I think the fault may have been in The Sims. Like, by the time the 4th generation came around, The Sims were kind of dull. I don't know. Hank? What are you doing? Okay. Oh, you two are gonna act all lovey-dovey right now in the middle of the park, but I tell you, before 4 o'clock tonight, or this evening, we're gonna get a pop-up that says Hank and Paulina have broken up. I guarantee it. Calling it now. Where is this? Learn charisma skill. That's what you're doing right now. Take a class in charisma. No. Let's see. River McIrish. You're talking to a teenager, Hank. Go fishing. Go to the bookstore. Okay, Michael is ready for the lifestyle of fantastic conversation, becoming a socialite of renown, always knowing the right thing to say. To become more charismatic, Michael will constantly need to get out and socialize with Sims in the neighborhood. Okay, I guess you're done doing that. Let's see, play guitar. Become friends with Tamara. We're not doing that. Alright, is there anyone down here that you can... Anyone interesting down here that you can introduce yourself to? There's Cornelia Goth. Okay, charming introduction. Oh, he was trying to read... What was he trying to read? Point Farmer, the story of Grant Roderick. I don't know who that is. Oh, dear. Yeah, Xander is being a butt to people. Okay, why won't you... Okay. He wants to buy a telescope. With what money exactly do you want to buy this telescope? Alright. We are going to go to a store, just not the bookstore. Gonna go to the grocery store to buy some groceries to start our garden. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, tomato, yes. Lettuce, yes. Apples, yes. Grape, yes. Share trivia. What the? Okay, this is not, like, exactly. What's the word? Appropriate behavior for the king of the entire planet to be doing, but hey, okay, Volderon, that's fine. Oh. Somebody's coming to, like, yell at him, I guess. Boo. Bew. Oh, she's complaining about some random tourist dude or something. And he's cooing over children. Okay. Alright, it's time to go home. Figure out whatever that is. I have no idea. Michael learned that Cornelia is rich. That's handy information, I suppose. Knowing who your rich neighbor... Well, actually, for him, it is actually very handy for the political career, anyhow. Okay, we're going to plant this. We're going to plant that, the lettuce, and the grapes. Okay. And Michael... do whatever you want to do, I guess. He's gonna go play his guitar. Good. Great. We're gonna get our eardrums busted out. We're all going to get our eardrums busted out. Okay. Then you can serve autumn salad for lunch. And call household to meal. Okay, good. He's coming. You're right. Okay. The game's about to get a bit laggy as Bullner learned that Dustin has a career in law enforcement. Basically what's happening right now, story progression is checking all the Sims in the neighborhood, and anyone who doesn't have a job, it is assigning a job. So, it's going to be a little bit laggy here for a second. There we go. I actually finished really quick. On my old computer, that took forever. It was a pain in the butt. This computer apparently does it really quickly. So that's nice. And it should be finished now. Right. Okay. Romantic. He's watching the romance channel. What did I tell you guys? Hank Goddard and Pauline Wan have broken up. I told you. I told you what's going to happen. Those two never stay together. Okay. I'm going to use the bathroom. And we can turn on the music and dance a little bit. Change to... Why is it on pop? Yeah. This does not seem like very appropriate dancing for the music that's being played right now. Unfortunately, there's no slow dancing in the base game. That is one of the few things The Sims did. Well, The Sims 2 did quite a few things better than The Sims 3 base game. But I feel like with all the expansions and stuff, once you count all the expansions, Sims 3 is much better than The Sims 2. Just my opinion. I know there's a lot of heated debate out there about which Sims game is the best. You know, but I always take the stance that just because something isn't as good as something else does not make it bad. And I feel like a lot of people forget that. Unless it really is just bad. Cough, cough, Sims 4. Cough, cough. No, I'm not a fan of The Sims 4. Which is why I still play The Sims 3 in 2023 when The Sims 5 has been announced months ago. But honestly, unless this EA really steps up their game, I have no interest whatsoever in playing The Sims 4 or The Sims 5. And what I've heard about it so far, it feels like a bit of a nightmare situation going on. Yeah. Okay, we're going to let them have some time. Well, you know. And on that note, as they get ready to spend some time in bed together, something important I do have to mention, and might turn some people off, and if that it does turn you off, then might turn some people off of my playthrough, which is fine. But I have Voldenaire set up in a custom story progression cast. Basically, I have him set up in story progression so that he is allowed to get pregnant. And he will eventually... Oops. I forgot I turned off. I need to adjust some settings. And I thought they went to sleep. I thought they had gone to sleep. Anyway. So, yeah. Like I said, Voldenaire is able to get pregnant. And on that note, I also have Risky Woohoo turned on. So there is a approximately 10% chance now. And let me fix his hair really quickly. A 10% chance that he is pregnant right now. Hopefully not, because we are nowhere near ready for kids. But when the time does come for them to have children, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be trying to recreate Voldenaire's children from his canon children from my stories. Basically, so in my stories, he has 3 children. He has a daughter and 2 sons. Now, in the canon, his daughter and one of his sons are actually essentially adopted. It's a little bit more complex. It's not quite as straightforward as that, but they are adopted. And only the youngest is actually his biological child. But for The Sims, they're all going to be his biological children. Now, if in a world where, there's ghosts and eventually mummies and simbots and whatever the heck else running around, if male pregnancy is the one thing where you're going, I can't suspend my disbelief for that, then this isn't probably not going to be the series for you. I'm just putting that out there. Okay. I just had to fix his hair because his hair was not set per outfit, apparently. So, okay. That's out of the way. And now that they're both asleep, I'm actually going to end this episode here. And we will join them next time once they are both up and ready to start their second day here in Sunset Valley. Until then,